Hi everyone, hope you're all doing good, and today I'm going to make a response to my friend Tom, Mercyful Metal, his new thread challenge, which kind of followed on from Metal Mickey's thread challenge about the 90s death metal. And yeah, so Tom is taking that and going with 80s thrash, so define 80s thrash in 10 albums, and yeah, basically with my list I'm going to do mine a little bit different, mainly because I've not listened to anywhere near enough thrash metal to make a list like that, you know, using all the different kind of styles and stuff like what Tom did, because he did like Bay Area, UK, German thrash, technical thrash, death thrash and all that, you know. My collection's not big enough to do that, and I haven't listened to enough, so I just thought I'm just going to pick my top 10 80s thrash albums and talk about them. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So and then this is not going to be in an order like from 10 to my favourite. These are all my favourite, that I just wanted to just talk about. So yeah, coming in at number 10, or the first one, is Onslaught, and this is the box set, but I'm going to talk about that one there, which is Power from Hell, their debut album, and I'll get a picture up here so it's easier. Yeah, this is the debut album by Onslaught, and I think it's really awesome. It sort of has that punkiness about it. It's definitely got a rawness about it. Very like early raw aggressive thrash metal, which I really enjoyed, and definitely out of the first three 80s Onslaught albums, that's my favourite by quite some distance. Really enjoyed the vocals because they were quite punky and aggressive as well. Some really aggressive riffing throughout, and yeah, some really cool songs like the first song, Onslaught, Power from Hell, Thermonuclear Devastation, Skull Crusher, Lord of Evil, Death Metal as well, Angels of Death as well, it's a really cool song, Witch Hunt, Skull Crusher 2 as well. Awesome songs, really great, like early aggressive, not really blackened thrash, but it's kind of got like little tinges of that, I guess. Next one I'm going to show is, this is going to be a first for a video like this, an actual vinyl. I picked out some of my dad's 80s thrash albums because back in the day my dad was massively into that. So yeah, next one I'm going to go with a bit of German thrash, and that is Creator, and this is Extreme Aggression. I was going to pick Terrible Certainty, but my dad didn't have it, so I had to go with this one instead. But that's not a problem because I think this album's awesome as well. They're, you know, just as good as each other. That era of Creator is my favourite by a long way because the production is a lot better than on the first two. You know, it's a lot more polished. The guitar solos are really like clean and really technical as well. I love Millie Petros's vocals as well. I kind of got that blackened style, but really aggressive thrash metal again. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, title track, No Reason to Exist, Stream of Consequences, Betrayer, Don't Trust. Awesome album. And yeah, well, it's not actually a proper first for me because I have shown vinyls, but on like live streams, a couple of my dad's old vinyls when we've done the story of streams. But yeah, let's get on with it, carry on. Next one, Overkill, Under the Influence. This is one that Marty sent me, and it really got me into this band. I really enjoy this band now, and mainly because of this album. First time I put it on, I absolutely loved it. Yeah, Shred, Never Say Never, Brain Fade. I think that song's hilarious. But then you have the last couple of songs that are like these really long and epic songs, like Drunken Wisdom and at the End of the Line. Like they kind of sound a little bit like Iron Maiden, which is weird to say, but they do. They have that epicness, and even the vocals sound a bit like Bruce Dickinson. And the last song, Overkill, Under the Influence. Really awesome album. So glad to check them out and listen to that now. So I really enjoy that band. Next up, some Bay Area thrash, Bonded by Blood. I really want to own this on CD because it's just fantastic. Probably the best Exodus album. If I was to do an Exodus ranking, this would be number one for me. Like the riffing, very similar to Kill 'Em All, but it's like Kill 'Em All with slightly better production, I think, in areas. Very raw again, but it's got that classic Bay Area sound as well, which I absolutely love. And you'll see by the majority of my list here, I love Bay Area thrash. So yeah, the first song, Bonded by Blood, and then There Were None, Lesson in Violence, Metal Command, Piranha, probably one of the best songs on the album. Strike of the Beast, just an absolutely awesome album. And yeah, one I definitely want to get on CD in my collection. Next up, carry on with the vinyl. Yep, this is my favourite Anthrax album by a long, long way. Yeah, this one I think is just a cut above all the others. It's probably the most thrashy of their albums, really heavy as well, and yeah, I absolutely love this. We've got Among the Living, Caught in a Mosh, I'm the Law, NFL, if an I'll never say that right, Skeleton in the Closet, Indians, Horror of It All, Imitation of Life. Just absolutely wicked album from the East Coast of America. Awesome. Yeah. Now we're going to go to Brazil for some Brazilian death thrash. Sepultura, Beneath the Remains. And again, this is my favourite Sepultura album by some distance as well. This is absolutely brilliant, this album. You know, from start to finish, this is the one that really made me think, oh, this band are absolutely awesome. You know, because I listened to Schizophrenia before, but this one was the one. The guitar tone, the heaviness, the production, everything about it, just absolutely fantastic. The title track's awesome, Inner Self, Stronger Than Hate, Mass Hypnosis. Then you've got Slaves of Pain, Lobotomy, Primitive Future. Yeah, classic album. And yeah, I love it. I love that album. It's fantastic. Next up, yeah, let's go back to CDs. Testament, The New Order. Oops, CD nearly come out. Again, this is my favourite Testament album because I just love the guitar tone on it. It's raw, it's heavy, it's thrashy, it's fast. I love the vocals as well, by Chuck Billy as well. And another flawless album from start to finish. Eerie Inhabitants, New Order, Trial by Fire, Into the Pit, Disciples of the Watch. The cover of Nobody's Fault, that's awesome as well. And the last song, Musical Death. Love that album. Love that album. Alright, okay, 3 to go. Next one. Had to be. It was either this or South of Heaven. But I do like Seasons in the Abyss more than South of Heaven. But I had to go with this one because I just love it. I love the ferocity of it. I love the, you know, the speed. It's just unbelievable, this album. From start to finish, it is just insane. I love it. I love it. Yeah, you've got the classic songs Angel of Death, Piece by Piece, Necrophobic, Altar of Sacrifice, Jesus Saves, Criminally Insane, Reborn, Postmortem, Rain in Blood. Just classic album, a classic album. And yeah, just awesome, massively influential album on death metal as well, that album. Next one, Megadeth Peace Cells. Probably my favourite album of the 80s era Megadeth. Yeah, this one is awesome. This is probably actually I think this was the first Megadeth album I heard, and then Rust in Peace, and both of them are fantastic. Yeah, I love everything about this album as well. Wake Up Dead, The Conjuring, Peace Cells, Devil's Island, which I did a cover of many moons ago. Good Morning Black Friday, that is a fantastic song. Bad Omen. I Ain't Superstitious. I know a lot of people are not that bothered about that album, about that song. I'm not too bothered about that as well, but then it's got My Last Words at the end, and that is another fantastic song. Just awesome album. I love this one. I love it so much. I love all these albums, as you can tell. But yeah, it's just great to talk about all these albums. And then the last one had to be Metallica's Ride the Lightning. This is my favourite Metallica album. One of my favourite albums of all time. And yeah, I mean, you could argue that Kill 'Em All is more thrash metal than this, but this has got thrash metal on it as well. That opening song, Fight Fire with Fire, is just fast and furious and fantastic. And then you've got Ride the Lightning, which is more of like a mid-paced thrash song. Keep saying album. What is happening with me? Yeah, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Fade to Black, classic song. Trapped Under Ice, awesome. Even Escape, that I know a lot of people are not that bothered about that. Even the band don't care about that song. But I mean, whatever. It's still a great song. And then you've got Creeping Death and The Call of Cthulhu to end it out. Two epic songs at the end. And yeah, that's it. So that's my response to Tom for his 80s thrash thread. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what will be your top 10 80s thrash albums as well in the comments. I'll leave in the description. I'll leave a link to Tom's channel. And yeah, thanks ever so much if you got this far. And until next time, keep thrashing.